Hello, it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines, we have home stretches for vital infrastructure rehabilitation. Gaza tragedy, family of 50 wiped out in Israeli strikes on food warehouse. Welcome to our newsroom. The rehabilitation work on the Nasser Canal, located along the strategic Siesta Road, is nearing completion. The National Office of Water and Sanitation of Djibouti, ONEAD, launched this operation to reinforce this essential infrastructure for the evacuations of rainwater, a key element in protecting the surrounding residential areas from the risks of flooding. Since work began a week ago, ONEAD teams have been working day and night to complete the project which mainly involves replacing the canal's cover slabs with the new concrete ones is currently being completed. The new slabs, which are fully enclosed, are designed to ensure the long-term strength and functionality of the canal. Although work on the Siesta Road is not yet fully completed, it is progressing at a steady pace, testifying to the commitment of ONEAD teams to minimizing inconvenience for residents and users of the measure. A thorough completion is scheduled for the next few days. For his part, the ONEAD department manager said that that a key element is protecting the surrounding residential areas from the risks of flooding. Since work began a week ago, ONEAD teams have been working day and night to complete the project which mainly involves replacing the canal cover slabs with the new concrete ones, is currently being completed. The Direction of National Water and Sanitation of Djibouti informs the inhabitants of Arta and Wi'a that the water supply will be disrupted during the day of Monday, August 19, 2024, from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. due to the repair works on the large water conveyance pipe. ONEAD trusts its customers will understand the inconvenience on these situations. The government is constantly strengthening its commitment to the inclusions and integrations of the people with special need and PH. These integrations of disabled people is not just a social policy, it is a societal choice. It is the choice of Djibouti that believes in all its children and values all its talents. In such a short space of time, our country has made a spectacular leap forward in this area, moving from a policy of assistance to a genuine strategy of empowerment and inclusion. In a bold move that defies traditional political conventions, the National Agency for People with Disabilities has launched a Syrian training initiative for women with disabilities. Far from being a simple social program, this decision reveals a complex and potentially revolutionary political strategy. Indeed, this training is much more than a simple learning technique. It is a further step towards economic independence. Thanks to the National Agency for Disabled Persons, these women, marginalized for too long, are finally revealing their hidden talents, proving that disability is not more than an illusory obstacle to human will and creativity. The aim is to target an often marginalized group of women for disabilities. In so doing, the government is seeking to redefine the contour of inclusion and equal opportunities. The character of this initiative must be emphasized today. Training hundreds of women can solve structural problems of inequality. The political genius of this maneuver to create a precedent, a model that can be extended and replicated. This saving training initiative is much more than just a social program. It is a bold political statement, a bet on the future and subtle redefinitions of the social contact. The missions of the National Agency for the Disabled Persons do not stop here, and PH, the government's spearhead, has rolled out an innovative 6 month training program, a real springboard to autonomy for the most vulnerable young people. This bold initiative is the fruit of a visionary government policy, bears witnesses to the government's deep commitment to the development of every Djiboutian without exception. The resounding success of this program, crowned by the solemn presentations of the certificate to the graduate, was not a simple victory for these courageous young people. It was clear proof of the effectiveness of the government's social integration policy by equipping these individuals with the tailor-made practical skills. The NPH not only offers them a job, but also open the door to a future of professional integrations where they can fully contribute to our nation's economic development. The government, through to its visions of an inclusion and equitable society, has just taken a giant step forward in the integrations of people with special needs, demonstrating its unshakable determination to leave no citizens by the wayside. Over the weekend, the complex Roi Fahad was the venue of the final round of the summer sports activities organized by Hog Ogal associations under the aegis of the State Secretariat for Sports. The competition is launched at the beginning of June, featured two eagerly awaited football finals in the minim and cadet categories before a capacity crowd. The competition is which brought together the country's most promising young talent, lived up to all its promises. The finalist teams put on a high-intensity show, rivaling each other's in technical skills and team spirit. The matches took place in a friendly yet competitive atmosphere, marking the culminations of several weeks' hard work and dedications on the part of the young talents. The event was also graced by the presence of the Mr. Ibrahim Hassan, head of the sport department, as well as several officers from the associations. In his speech, Mr. Ibrahim Hassan praised the commitment of the organizers and reaffirmed the determinations of the State Secretariat for Sport and the leadership of His Excellency Hassan Mohammed Kamil to continue supporting initiatives aimed at enhancing the value of sport. The president of the association, Hog Ogal, Mahdi Hassan Bouh, expressed their deep gratitude to the State Secretariat for Sport, Hassan Mohammed Kamil. They underlined the constant support of His Excellency Hassan Mohammed Kamil, without whom, in their opinions, this event could not take place. The competitions, which brought together the country's most promising young talents, lived up to all its promises. The finalist teams put on a high-intensity shows, rivaling each other in technical skills and team spirit. On the morning of Friday, August 16, a strong delegation of 45 young trainees from Djibouti's East Africa Academy, accompanied by their educator and a few parent volunteers, made their way to the unity town of Dakhil. These young trainees belong to the 11 and 13 to 15, 18-year-old categories. The sport delegation set off at around 8 a.m., escorted by National Gendarmerie. In Dakhil, the sport delegation was welcomed by our collaborators in Dakhil, Mr. Jama Hersi Hassan. He then took us to our accommodations in the Riyadh military barracks, generously donated by Colonel Ibrahim Ali Farah. This entire sport delegation took up residence in the pleasantly appointed and well-equipped facilities, air-conditioned dormitories rooms, and these young players, after the group phases in which all teams played 14 matches, the host of Dakhil personalities, including the prefect of Dakhil, Hassan Abdiroble, the president of the regional council, Mahad Hussein Ahmed, the Colonel Ibrahim Ali Farah, chief of staff of the Riyadh, as well as the member of parliament, president of the Dakhil club Mahdi Mumin. All the youngsters received the medals and the winning teams were awarded trophies. The East Africa Academy in Djibouti would like to thank Colonel Ibrahim Ali Farah for his warm and generous welcome, not forgetting the National Gendarmerie headed by Colonel Zakaria. For the international scene, at least 18 dead after Israeli strikes on Zaweida in the central Gaza Strip. An Israeli strike on central Gaza killed at least 18 people, including a family of 15 in the early hours of Saturday morning, according to health authorities. The strike hit a house and adjacent warehouse housing displaced persons at the entrance of the town of Zuweida Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital, where the victims were transported, said Abu Jawad was a well-known wholesaler who brought in meat and fish from inside Israel. He is well known in Israel. He owns this warehouse. He had freezers for meat. He used it to sell meat and fish to people and give them product for free, said Abu Ahmed, a neighbor who was slightly injured in the attack. He was a peaceful man. More than 40 people had taken refuge here. So far, there have been 16 martyrs, including children and minors, all civilians, a family of civilians, he added, as a people, and a bulldozer searched and cleared the rubble. In Gaza, the first confirmed case of polio in 25 years, the UN calls for humanitarian pauses to vaccinate children. The Palestinian Authority's Ministry of Health has announced that the first case of polio has been confirmed in Gaza. This highly contagious disease, which invades the nervous systems and can cause irreversible paralysis in a matter of hours, according to the Pasteur Institute, was diagnosed in a 10-month-old baby who had not been vaccinated in Deir al-Balah, in the center of the overpopulated Palestinian territories. The ministry said this announcement comes as the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has joined the WHO and UNICEF in calling for the 7-day humanitarian pause in the fighting in Gaza to allow two vaccinations campaign against the disease, which will affect more than 640,000 children under the ages of 10 in the coming weeks. I call on all parties to immediately provide concrete assurance guaranteeing humanitarian pauses for the vaccinations campaign, Antonio Guterres told the press. As the virus was detected in the sewage sample in the Gaza Strip, it is possible to conduct a polio vaccination campaign in the midst of war. He insisted that polio pause is necessary. New wildfires broke out and were partially completed on Saturday evening in the province of Izmir, Turkey, third largest city of population, is located on the country's west coast. Turkish authorities announced forest fires broke out in the district of Menderes, Bayindir, Tain, and the seaside resort of Cisme, announced Izmir Mayor Cemil Tugay, adding that firefighters had controlled the flames in Cisme. The fire that has been threatening Izmir for the past 3 days has also been partially brought under control despite present outbreaks in forest areas. Our friends have put so much effort into fighting the flames. We can say that these fires have lost speed, said Ibrahim Nouakil, Minister of Agriculture and Forestry, referring to Izmir and 3 other towns in the northern and western Turkey affected by the fires. 7 people suspected of involvement in the forest fires have been arrested in the province of Izmir, announced Turkish Interior Minister Ali Yerlikaya. To assist its ally, Azerbaijan sent a water bomber plane to Turkey, announced the Turkish presidency. And to close up this edition, the new strains of smallpox will inevitably spread to the UK, with the World Health Organization declaring the ongoing smallpox epidemics in the Democratic Republic of Congo and other parts of the Africa. A global emergency, Chloe Orkin, professor at the University of London, has expressed her concern that the new strain will inevitably spread to the UK. In her words, it is inevitable that this new strain of smallpox, which began in 2024 in the Democratic Republic of Congo but has now spread to at least 9 neighboring countries, will arrive in the UK through the flow of international travel. However, she qualifies her words by saying that these arrivals won't necessarily mean widespread spread in the countries. She explains that we have the capacity to diagnose and trace contact as well as vaccinate people who have been exposed to the disease, which gives us hope that the epidemic will be better managed on British soil. The smallpox epidemic of 2022, which broke out in over 70 countries, was slowed down in a matter of months thanks to the vaccination programs, drugs made available to at-risk populations in wealthy countries. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.